Yes,
So, hi Shagun, how are you?
I am fine. How are you, Apeksha?
I am perfectly fine. How's it going?
Very well. Yeah, very well. Weekend is
Uh,
approaching, so that's good.
that's good. So, we are here for a conversation about papaya. We are having a conversation about menstrual hygiene. And maybe as Shagun is in California right now, so we can also talk about the cultural difference between the woman there and woman here in India, maybe. So, can you tell us, Shagun, how was your first period experience? What was it? I think it must be hilarious because mine was.
I was 14 or end of 13. I was very, very late. Most of all my friends already had started theirs. And so by the time I got it, I literally was so excited. I went running home and I had to like tell everyone. And my parents were really great about it. They were like, oh, congratulations and blah, blah, blah. It lasted for a few months, the excitement. And then I was like, okay,
Yeah,
this sucks. But
I thought you are the only person, I guess, who is excited about periods. As a when I was young, I wasn't. I was like, you will be like having a lot of
what age did it start for you?
around 14, 15, same. When I was
Okay.
in eighth grade. So yeah,
Okay.
nothing excites me about that now. Maybe same for you as
Yes.
well.
No, yeah,
Hmm.
not anymore. I was just late to it. So, you feel like you're missing out because all your friends are doing it. So that's what the excitement was all about.
Any mishap that you heard? You heard any funny mishap or any mishap that I think we should talk about around
So
period?
my sis, so this is I don't think she'll like me sharing it, but so I was 23 and I was trying to explore various menstrual hygiene product options for myself, which are like comfortable and things. And um, because I was very into trying to figure out what is the most like, how can we be sustainable? How can comfortable. And I like there's pads, there's tampons, there's underwear and
Hmm.
reusable products, but then there's also cups. And I tried to I tried them out, and I was very much like I have to try everything to figure out what it is. And
Right.
I tried up and but I was already reading about it, so it was a
Hmm.
little painful for me, but I was like, we're gonna try it. And
Yeah.
it worked. And so I told my sister, I told everyone that this is great, you guys should try it. And no
Hmm.
one, not one person that I told was like, no, we don't want to like be,
About the reusable pads.
no, about a menstrual cup.
Oh. Oh.
But
And
my sister, she was 17 at the time, and she would basically just land up doing, you blindly follow some people. So that's what
yeah.
she landed up doing. She managed
Huh.
to get it in somehow. She had her
Hmm.
exam the next day. She couldn't get
Hmm.
it out.
Oh.
And it was this big thing of just being super stressed. And the more stressed she got, the more difficult it got. And then there was this whole thing about like, oh, is it like disappearing somewhere, blah, blah, blah. And I had to be like, there is no black hole in there. It's not going anywhere. It's there. You just need to relax and it'll be fine. And then there was
Yeah.
this whole family situation. My mom tried, and then they took her to the
Oh.
gynecologist. And then the gynecologist fished it out, and everybody laughed about it, but she was just so embarrassed. My cats are running around, but she was just so embarrassed. Yeah.
Uh,
So, anyways, it was an interesting experience. It taught me that a lot of people, even to date from that group, nobody else has tried it, and it's been 7 years since that
uh,
incident.
it turned out
So
scary for them, I guess.
they don't know about this. Like, it's just in
Oh,
general. And maybe the landscape is changing, but that is what made me realize that if we want to go sustainable, we might want to do a product that people are less scared to use, at least to start with.
hmm.
And that was
Yeah.
also part of the beginning of building on the pad.
So you
Uh,
were around 17 when you started
she
thinking
was
about
17, I was 23, 24.
uh,
Yeah.
hmm. So then you start thinking about how can we? move
how
towards.
can we, yeah, how can we make more sustainable options that are also very comfortable, that people are not so scared of trying? And pads require very low behavior change,
Yeah.
because most people, okay, I'm familiar with this, I'll try it.
Yeah.
And so that's how, because if we want to get to more people, what is that was at least the yeah. I'm an engineer, so for me it was very much like, but try it, and everybody's like, no, like for the cup, but
It's a switch for you.
yeah.
But nice. That's nice. But yeah, it turned out scary for your sister, I guess.
Yeah, it was scary for her. She was also very chota, right? She was 17, and like you're not familiar with your body. You're a little bit, yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah, Shreya is also here, I guess.
Yes.
Hi, Shreya.
Hey.
Hi.
Sorry, I just came home from college, so I'm not. I'm here, but I'm just listening to you. Yeah.
We just heard a most hilarious story, and how Papaya just came to Shagun's mind, I guess.
So the pad started like that. How Papaya started was more different. It was more it was more, what do you call it? I started working on the pad with this nonprofit Mela Foundation, which is one of my friends is the founder of that, Sohani Jalota, and we were talking about these, and the goal was to eventually see how we can make a product that is more appealing for like
the
more
wider
people,
audience.
Right? Yes. So we started with that, and meanwhile, the other co-founder for Papaya, Victoire, were thinking about starting a menstrual health company, and that's where I came in. Papaya had nothing, like that's how we all three got together. Papaya was not initially started with the menstrual pad. That was going on as a separate product, and it just kind of purged later on.
That's nice. That's a cool story, though. So, Shreya, do we have a story, a period story or something? First period story. If you are comfortable talking about it right now, as you are, I think, on the way. Yeah. So let's carry forward. So
yes,
you have told your menstrual. So I have also worked with rural women community around menstrual hygiene. So yes, the thing that they are very comfortable with pad is true. The rural community, especially the women rural community, but I think the kids of these, the younger girls are somehow ready for menstrual cup as well. Because when I was in one of the Rajasthan in the village, I was doing this drive around hygiene, menstrual hygiene. So she asked me, "Ma'am, can I use this? Can I use menstrual cup?" Like, you know about it? And that's cool. That's fine. That's like, you can definitely, you should if you want. But yeah, there's still around a lot of taboos around it.
A lot of social stigma around it.
A social stigma, yeah. So maybe if
that's nice. Like people are more open to trying things in the coming generations. What made you visit the village? Was it like menstrual hygiene specific work, or was it?
Yes, we were distributing reusable sanitary pads. I was working with the foundation, so there was one project that I was leading, and we were doing this project for menstrual hygiene because the beneficiaries were all women there. So to check for healthcare and everything, we thought that why not give them reusable pads? Because first thing, it's economically good. So they do not have to like buy every month. It's economically beneficial for them, and as rural women do not want to spend a lot of money, that we know they don't earn as much. So it's reusable, it's sustainable, and it's good for their health and environment as well.
Yeah.
So we thought, why not? Let's try what is their opinion about it. And we did a small drive around that. Around 1,500 women we trained and gave them the reusable pads. So yeah, that's what the thing. So most of them are still not very comfortable in switching towards that reusable pad. They're still like, we can use sanitary pad, why we need to switch?
Yeah, because it's a comfort thing as well. Or
it's a comfort thing.
Yeah, it's also like habit changes are difficult. People need to really do it, and they must really see value in it for them to be like, let's do it. Yeah.
And it's very difficult to teach them as well, the menstrual hygiene, how clearly very important it is. So what do you think? What is your call on that?
With reusable products specifically, it gets difficult because it has a teaching aspect to it. Because you don't, and it can be like underwear or reusable pads, even menstrual cup, people need to make sure they wash it with the right soap so that they don't irritate themselves or damage the don't clean the thing properly. They need to dry it properly, they need to store it properly. Like there's a lot of like access to clean water, access to like all of these things, even the privacy to do these things is so. But in general, there's also like not a lot that we get taught, right? Like at least I don't know about you, but for me growing up, it's not like I was sat down and like, hey, aise karte hai. Nothing was really taught. At some point, I started using a scissor. I'm getting into too much detail. At some point, I started using a scissor to because I didn't like hair. I'm not saying like people right now. It's like I wouldn't bother. When you're a kid, you have all these social pressures, and you're like, maybe this shouldn't exist. I'm changing. My body is changing. Whatever. And my mom was like, what are you doing? This is not okay. You will injure yourself. And but there was not a follow-up conversation that's like, this is what you do. And even for pads, like how long do you wear it? It's written on the pack, but that is like a manufacturer. It's a very impersonal thing. People don't really talk about like, should you be wearing it for 12 hours? Maybe not. Like 6 hours maximum. Like yes. For cups, they say 12 hours, not more than 12 hours. And even for underwear and like all reusable products, 12 hours is kind of like, don't wear these things more than this much. And there are so many times when even I have gone through with more than 12 hours for all of these products. Pads, like, and I've tried all of them, which is not good at all. But it's a little bit of like, you're busy, you're like running around and you're like, it's okay. And, you know, बहुत बार ठीक है कुछ नहीं होता है, but you don't know कि
how it is infecting you.
Yeah, and you don't know different people ko sensitivities kya hai, kab like, you know, you get like some infection and you don't really know, so it's nicer to but this is the product side of like, you know, making sure that we are protected from the products we use. But in general, I've heard like, we've interviewed like so many people, we've talked to so many people about like their preferences and what do they want, and odor comes out to be a big one. We don't like you know, I think it smells, I'm not sure, I don't want like my period blood to smell while I'm out and about. And a lot of pads even advertise like fragranced pads.
True. Is it safe? The fragrance pads are safe?
No, because you're putting like chemicals close to your vaginal opening, which is very sensitive skin, and it absorbs things very, very easily. And the fragrance, you don't like what chemicals are in that. And sometimes the fragrance does more harm than good. So what causes odor is bacterial buildup. And the more and how does that happen? You need like, you know, like stagnant water gets like is more like has more buildup of things in it, microbes. It's the same thing. Like you have, if you don't have breathability, if you don't have air flowing through the material, then you're going to have easier access for bacteria to be like, yes. When that happens, you get odor beginning. But chemicals and not very breathable, even pads, and this is going to be surprising, but even like the back sheet, which is like plastic or impervious in those also need to be breathable. So if you look at like so that's how we get like odor under control. And putting fragrances sometimes messes with that process of adding chemicals and
True, got it. But it's the way they are promoting all of this, it seems like this is the solution to every problem. Like,
yeah, because it's kind of like एक band-aid लगा दो आप ऊपर, like it's like you are actually fixing the underlying cause. So and it sounds nice. People like the idea of like it
true.
sounds nice, right? So it will smell nice. I don't have to worry about this at all.
True.
But yeah,
most of us would buy it because like the way they market it, the way they advertise it. So I think we need to promote that as well. Ki don't buy it. This is not good.
Yeah, that you don't want chemicals more than you like. Why do you want random things touching very sensitive parts of you for extended durations of time? Yeah.
Even I think the clothes pads do have something like this, that odor control or things. Do they use?
So odor control is different. When we say odor, like, when people say odor control, they may just mean that we're breathable or we're able to like get enough airflow across that we avoid a microbial buildup. Maybe we're antimicrobial. There can be other ways of odor control. When they specifically say fragrance free, that's when it's like, oh, sorry, that's a good thing. But when they specifically say like fragranced pads or like added fragrances, that's when we should be a little bit, this is not okay.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
but
like
I think
आप नहाए नहीं हो, deodorant लगा के घूम रहे हो, sort of a thing, right? Like you're not fixing the issue. Yeah.
But I think may know, but most of around the rural community, most of the urban people, urban women as well, must not have this much of idea about this.
There is like, we don't talk about there is so much pressure on how like the vulva or the vagina be that even like people have questions like, does it look normal? Is it okay if mine is? There's whitening creams for that. It's just like we are so like, and why?
Wow.
Beautiful the way it is. Let's not mess with it. And so there's so much pressure, or I don't know, just so much external stimulus on how a certain thing should look or feel or smell, and very little about how do we make the health better, and how do we just let it let ourselves be healthier. Yeah.
So you must have heard around a lot of taboos, misconceptions around menstrual hygiene, I guess. So something very hilarious, or something which is very awkward, or maybe something you want to share.
I'm gonna get into trouble, but I think this is a very common one in Indian households. Ki kitchen mein mat jao.
Yeah.
And the other one is temple also, but we're going to keep that aside. But the whole kitchen thing, yahan mat jao, is so I was, I think, 13, I don't know, 14, just started my cycle, and it was probably my first few cycles, and I'd gone to visit a relative, and it was mango season. So I wanted the mangoes, but I was like very acha bacha ki oh nahi, unka rule hai, to at least I should. I didn't tell them that I'm on my period because I didn't want to be
treated that way. Yeah.
Mango chahiye. I asked, and then I was like, "Jaake le lo." And suddenly I was like, "Oh, I can't be like knowingly flout their rules. So at least I should ask ki koi kar de." The minute you ask, everybody knows now. Ki, why is she not going? Because it's her period. So after that, it just got like, Shagun, sit far away from us. Shagun, don't touch washed clothes, because it just escalated. And I had just studied about in school, right? 8th standard mein padhate about menstrual cycle, all of these things. At least there is a chapter on it. Yeah. And the thing was ki it is basically your body is preparing for like a baby. It's preparing for an embryo, and when that does not happen, the uterus lining sheds. So it's nutrient-rich tissue, जो shed कर देते हैं, and because अभी ज़रूरत नहीं है, and it gets expelled. So in that house there was a pregnant lady who was also like कि मुझसे दूर बैठो, पास में मत बैठो, ये वो. And I had just studied all of this, and so I just, but आपके तो अंदर है, मेरा कम से कम निकल तो रहा है. Who's actually technically more, you know? Oh, that did not fly well. My mom like, chalo, I'm taking you away from here, and then she'd just sit me and be like, okay, we can't go around saying such things to people. But it was highly awkward, and yeah, she didn't know what to say. So anyways, it was not
it didn't went well.
Yeah, but you know, at least I was like lucky that I didn't have any consequences more than that. Like make us say, right, there are so many people who can't express or don't know enough, are told a lot of things. True. And it doesn't, like, for me it's a funny story I can tell you. Like, this is like an awkward thing that happened when I was growing up and didn't know any better. But for a lot of us, we're just brought up with the menstruation is ganda hai. It's like somehow, and you look at our bodies then like that. Ki my body is doing something not nice, and this is dirty. And we carry these things with us. And it bleeds into like our own way we look at ourselves. It bleeds into sexual health. It bleeds into so many things because it's just so true. I forget what I was saying with this, but anyways.
Most of us think it's like, most of us, not us, but most of the people think that it's impure, especially the community outside the urban area, the rural community. And the one thing that I've heard about this, कि जब अपन ऐसे period पे होते हैं, तो these 3, 4, 5 days जब वो ऐसे काम करने नहीं जाते हैं, किचन में नहीं जाते हैं, it is because just for you to rest. मतलब 3-4 दिन आराम करो, your body needs the rest. So I think not going to the kitchen, not going to the temple, it somehow it's like आप rest करो. You deserve that.
I think that is what they tell us. But उसके चक्कर में कितना there are other things. There are so many other things that come into play. Like, who knows where these things started? Probably they started with the right intentions, but they have morphed into a way of telling you this is not. The minute we limit people, that is like, it gives you room to discriminate on various fronts.
True.
Like rest karna hai, but in some cases people get sent to like some room with bare no necessities. Like they have to have their own bed, they have like little like cot somewhere, they have to have like different dishes. Like that is not rest anymore. When someone is actually desperate, you get them food, you like take care of them, you ask them, you make them what they want to eat. Like, you know, you do a lot more than just this. So they say one thing and
I think it got a lot modified. The purpose for that was pretty good, but turned out.
The thing is, we can only argue about what the purpose might have been, but who cares? The basic thing is, why is the biological process being termed morally? Who cares? Impure hai, pure hai, kya farak padta hai? It is a biological process. Can we leave it at that instead of giving it a morality token or an ethical token? Like,
got it. True, but it is what it is. So there is a small round we prepare for you all. We prepare for both of you, but let's start a rapid fire round. Whatever thing comes first in your mind, just answer it. It's zindagi na milegi dobara with us. So what's your go-to comfort food during the periods?
Achar.
Funniest code name you have used for your period in public?
I think I've probably just said I'm bleeding. I don't think I ever had any.
We call it PP, we call it birthday aa gaya. Something like that.
Oh, I have not heard that.
So one word to describe your mood right before your period starts.
Very emotional.
Very emotional. Is it like first week emotional, then during periods emotional, then another week of emotional?
I think it's the first, the week before I'm a little emotional, and I usually understand ki it's starting, and And then suddenly the minute I know it, it makes me feel better. I feel like good. My body needs the time, my mind needs the time to like release whatever emotional pressure has built up. I'm gonna just sink into it and be emotional for like.
You're so cool about your periods. I'm like, I don't want to do anything. I'm like flying around. You're so cool about
exactly.
it.
You have license to do that. Like it's fine if I don't go to the gym. It's fine if I eat more chocolate. Everything is fine.
You think it in a very optimistic way, I guess. It's fine, yeah. So, embarrassing period-related movie or book moment that you secretly loved?
I have not come across book or movie moments with a period. Have you?
Little Woman was a book or a copy, I guess. Little Woman tha, Little Girl tha. I don't remember, but there was a movie. There was a movie, Little Woman, I guess. You should watch that movie. It's a great movie. But yeah, there is a period-related incident in that as well. I clearly don't read much books. So.
Oh, like that. I see. I think there's one even in Modern Family. I don't know if you've seen that show.
Yeah, I have seen it, but I think the younger sibling.
The little girl gets it, and the whole family is trying to like make her feel better.
Yes. That's a very great show as well. Quick tip to beat period cramps. You do. What your tips? What you do?
Heating pad is a go-to. I have to have it all the time. But there is also like over-the-counter pain relief sometimes because I have really bad period cramps, and in India you get these muscle relaxant Peftal spas. I think you must know. I don't know. You get it over the counter, and you get it for period cramp relief, and वो लेने के बाद ना पूरा इससे थोड़ा relaxed लगता है. It's nice. And other than that, heating patch. There is a lot there is a lot of stuff I hear from people कि हमें medicine नहीं लेना है, हमें like जब तक सहन हो रहा है हम कर लेंगे. And I feel like okay, but if it's bothering your day-to-day life, might as well. And my dad is a kidney surgeon, so I was asking him कितना लेना पड़ेगा to actually damage my kidneys, and he's like, you are very very far away from it, so do not worry. If the pain is bad, take it. But heating patch I think is always work.
Yeah, true. Heating pads. And first thing you do when your periods get over, like stop eating chocolates now.
No, sadly no. What do I do? I think the feeling of changing your last pad or your that's very nice. Yeah, I am done. I don't have to keep worrying about that I think is
the most amazing feeling. That's the like.
Yeah. I think the only thing that comes close is the taking off your bra every night once you're home.
Yeah, so true. So let's talk about Papaya more. Let's talk about how we came across Papaya and how Papaya is making the difference. So you told us that you were working with an NGO as well.
So told you guys how we started Papaya. Yeah. So Papaya, we were looking at a lot of menstrual hygiene product options, and we were also considering an underwear. But the pad, when I joined, I was Suhani and Victoire. They were looking for technical expertise, and I'm a mechanical engineer. And I was already working on the pad, so that's how I got involved. And slowly we just started. It became a company. I think the pads, it started with home experiments, like ordering random things off of Amazon and trying it out on myself to see kya kaam karta hai, and what can I use that is a bio polymer that can also help with menstrual blood. And I came across something like that, like experiments ke saath. And then there was this funny incident when I needed fresh blood to do my tests, and I needed India mein, I think it's easier. Like you can go to like a butcher shop and be like, मुझे चाहिए. यहाँ पर I didn't. यहाँ पर I didn't kind of know how to go about it, and I was in California when I was doing this, and so I ended up ordering blood from the blood bank.
Oh.
They have research purpose, so they make you sign, apply as a research investigator, क्या है. So मैंने apply कर दिया कि I have a project, this is what I need it for, and I think they assumed I must be a doctor. They assumed. Okay, I don't know, because after that I started getting mails with Dr. Maheshwari, yeah, and then they sent a vial of blood, and because this was very fresh, they hadn't tested it, and they assumed that I had done I knew how to handle blood, and I don't. I was just I need blood to try on my pad, and let's get it already. And so these many basic precautions. I wore gloves, I was very careful, double gloved, everything, but I almost landed up pricking myself with this syringe, and then I didn't think much of it. Next day I get a mail saying from Stanford that one of the vials we gave you was actually tested positive for jaundice.
And
I think Hep C, not jaundice. Is the same thing? I forget. Whatever. Something was bad with it, and I fell off the bed laughing, because my first shock, it was shock. Yeah, I got this close from pricking myself, and the second one was, okay, I should really be more cognizant about how this happens. And third is like, it was my almost like a first realization that the world expects you to be an adult. I was like 24, and I was not, you expect in school there will be breaks, there will be things that will keep you safe. And this was the first time it's like, no, you're supposed to keep yourself safe. Like, what? Anyways, that's a tangential story. After that, I stuck to my own period blood to like experiment. But what was I saying? We finished the pad production. We did a bunch of development. We did a bunch of tests, user trials with we were trying to talk to the select group of people and trying to have very conversations and give them iterations of our product and see how it does. And finally, earlier this year, we made a bigger batch of 50,000 units, and we're very excited. And we
congratulations.
Thank you. It's packaged into an actual product. It's not like a benchtop lab thing anymore. And so now we're working on how do we get it to people? How do we even tell people we exist? And that's been going on. I think.
And here we are.
Everything?
Yes. That covered most of the things. Yeah. So how the idea of biodegradable pads come out? Like, why just biodegradable?
So it started with wanting a sustainable and healthier option for myself. And as I mentioned before, I experimented with a lot of things, and then I realized that मेरे लिए तो ठीक है, I'll figure out, but how do we get it to other people as well? And what I found with existing solutions was that if it's a reusable product, there was this behavior change or a social stigma or some kind of a barrier for it to get adopted. But with the pad, people are comfortable. They know it exists. They know what it is. And it's easier to like, okay, maybe I can meet you where you are. And I think as engineers or just as responsible global citizens, we should be designing products that are sustainable by default. And then we optimize for comfort. But that's not how we've been doing things. So the whole idea was we make it sustainable, but almost like by default, like that is obvious. But then we make it the most comfortable pad you've ever worn. Like we want to get to that level. So even with these 50,000, we're asking all our users, please give us feedback. We're still small. We want to iterate with every batch, and we want to make it very as good for you as possible. So that's what the goal is. And that's how we came to this, because it's more it's easier for people to accept something that they're already used to.
You do not have to switch towards it, and even
Yeah, and एक बार थोड़ा सा like relationship build होता है. Like my sister who tried whatever even without any knowledge. Then we can talk about, okay, let's now optimize what would you want more, right? Then we can talk about other products that work for people. But without a relationship, मैं ऐसे ही randomly बोल रही हूँ कि you should wear this. It's not, yeah.
It's not right. True. Before knowing what we are doing, I don't think it's working for anybody. It does not work.
Yeah.
So also, how Papaya is supporting menstruators during periods.
So we are partnered with MENA Foundation, which is the non-profit that works on menstrual equity and menstrual health for low-income urban communities, and we like a percentage of our profits go to MENA Foundation to help support women in low-income urban communities. But this is one. The other thing is we want to make a very like our whole brand personality, or like who we are, is a lot about how do we empower you and me, and like how do we all like help each other being the best versions of ourselves, being as comfortable in our bodies as possible, being healthy, being basically how do we do
break
that?
Down the stereotype, break down the stigma.
Our tagline is you are unstoppable, and basically we want to just, and we're talking about everyday empowerment, right? Like everyday little things that we're not talking we're just thinking, how do we help people be more comfortable with themselves, with their lives, with their, and part of it is taking control and taking charge of things that you are made to feel about your own body that are not right. And yeah,
that's how we are here with Papaya. And I think the time is, it's just 2 minutes left, so we can continue this forever, I think, this conversation. But we do not have much time left, like 1 minute 56 seconds. So I'll just take one screenshot. That works.
Wait, let me fix my hair.
Yeah. So wait.
Oh,
yeah.
my phone thinks I'm still sleeping.
We woke up early today.
Yes, thank you so much. This
because of this podcast you woke up early?
No. I was supposed to wake up. I mean, 7 baje to utna chahiye, right?
True. Is it?
Yeah.
So it was fun having this conversation. I hope we can bring Papaya to Jaipur as well.
We're pan-India, by the way. We ship everywhere in India.
Some marketing campaign, something
like that.
Thing we can do about it. Maybe you do some Papaya party, we call that, I guess.
Yes.
I loved it. I loved it. So I thought, let's do it.
Paint your underwear thing, we're done.
Yeah. So let's not do it in Jaipur as well. So
yes,
if we can work that out, we can do it in Jaipur as well. Many other things, other campaigns, other marketing campaigns if you want.
Yes, that'll be very fun.
And congratulations on your first 50,000 batches, and hopefully we'll get that in Jaipur as well.
Yes.
Yay.
It was very nice speaking to you.
Same, Shagun. It was nice having you. Thank you. Bye.
Yes. Bye.